before we started recording, you saw a world exclusive. Is that?
Yeah. So that basically where they had like the tournament, like, you know, with the crowd at the stadium there in Sydney, was like near the convention center where South by Southwest was going, and in like the tech and innovation booth, which was pretty huge. Like Intel had a massive presence. And so when I was there, they set up like a live overclocking demo for the new CPUs, the 14900K flagship gaming CPU. And they had Team AU, which is a overclocking team, and it was Dino from Intel and Hi Cookie, who's like a veteran overclocker that is pretty big in the scene. And so basically they had like two demos side by side. So they had like two PCs like right next to each other, and one of them they were overclocking their CPU running Counter-Strike 2, and the other PC they were overclocking the memory to get like a DDR5 world record, like just side by side, and they were flicking between the screens. And so with the Counter-Strike 2, it wasn't like they just were like so they pushed it to like 1310 FPS, which is the fastest, because the so the 14900K is like 6 gigahertz out of the box. So it's like the fastest CPU that Intel has released. So just out of the box, you can get it to 6 gigahertz, but they were pushing it from 7.5 to like 8 gigahertz. Like that alone isn't the world record, but what the world record is that they weren't just looking how fast they could push the CPU. They were running Counter-Strike 2 live. So they were playing like live games, and they were getting people from the crowd, because it was like IEM Sydney was there. Like they were actually, I mean, a lot of people know how to play Counter-Strike, so they're getting people that either knew how to play it or wanted to have a go, just to actually like, you know, play the game as they were pouring the liquid nitrogen on the CPU.
That is epic. I love stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and to make it even cooler, they had the Intel Roger Chandler, who's like the head of like the Intel CPU division for like, you know, consumer division. So like for the 14900K, so like he impromptu, like he wasn't going to, but then, you know, all the overclocking guys and were like, you can, you know, they put him the apron on. They got him to just keep pouring like a steady flow of liquid nitrogen for his first time, and you know they were breaking like the world record.
That is,
which is kind of cool. Yeah, and at the same time they did like a memory world record. So there's videos of the Counter-Strike that you can see that we've from our news story that I captured. So the video that you're either seeing now or that has been playing is from that. And yeah, so the other world record, they pushed DDR5 frequency to 5809.2 megahertz, and which is like DDR5 11618, or it's like, you know, it's over 11,500 DDR5 speed, which is like nuts, right? Like DDR5 starts at like 5600, yeah, for dual channel, yeah. And yeah, they just had it there, and I'm like, is that the world record? Like, and they're like, they were saying that, and I'm like, okay. And then they had like bet it, they had like that similar score like behind the scenes earlier, but they wanted to replicate it and do it live on stage. So then it was basically the live version was then verified and uploaded to HWBot as the world record for DDR5 memory speed, and it was with the new with one of the new gigabyte motherboards that, you know, has like improved memory overclocking, and the new CPU, the 14900K, is basically has like, you know, easy overclocking features and can push DDR5 memory speeds even faster than ever been before. And because the CPU just came out, you know, when there's like a new generation, stuff like that, we just get to see cool stuff like this.
Yeah, it's epic. I remember, like you remember the G-Skill booth at Computex 2023. Yeah. It's like they have that there every year. You just, at any point throughout the entire show, on the show floor, you can just walk past and there's like steam being blown out. There's like there's like mist coming from all of the night, all of the stuff being poured on the CPUs. It's just like you walk past, you get blown with a bunch of wind. You're like, whoa, what's going on? It's just a bunch of nerds just trying to get the most out of whatever current gen CPU is out there. It is epic to watch.
Yeah, and this wasn't like Computex, so like I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, okay, you're going to be at the Intel booth. It's just going to be pretty cool. And I'm like, oh, we're going to do an overclocking demo. And then they just broke 2 world records just right there, which is kind of cool because the Counter-Strike one is kind of cool because they were just getting people to play the game while they were doing it.
No, that's
and
nice.
That one didn't blue screen, but like the DDR5 memory overclocking, like they did 1 speed, and then I only caught the tail end of the world record one, but you can... In my video, you can see it like it just crashed. You know, you get the Windows blue screen error. It's like you've just gone too far.
you sir have pushed it far too far.
Yeah,
no,
but that was kind of cool.